the perfect NFL mock draft for 2025. That's the goal. So we have to start in February. We started last week with the top 10, and we're going to continue with the top 10 series. Getting the correct top 10 is key to getting a perfect NFL mock draft in April. Let's keep on doing it. I'm Cody Carpentier here from the Draft Rankings Podcast, the Draft Rankings Show. You can find it anywhere you get your podcast. Just search the Draft Rankings if you're here on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you want to listen on podcasts, you can go over there and check that out. But if you are on YouTube, please click that like button. Please click subscribe. Number 2, it's very much appreciated. And I was just looking, 97% of our viewers are not subscribed. So make sure you the button's that easy. Just click, subscribe. It's that easy. It's much appreciated and it's much loved. Those on podcast, remember to leave a 5-star review. It only helps to grow the show and put food on the table for my little dog right here underneath my feet. He needs food. He's hungry. He's hungry. Let's jump into it. Number 1 overall in the 2025 NFL Mock Draft Series from the Draft Ranking Show. We're going to stay true to what we did last week. And last week, that was Cam Ward. Again, a week from now, we'll be at the NFL Combine. We'll get a little more clarity on what's going to happen here. But we've heard rumors of a potential trade up from the New York Giants to the Titans. That's kind of what the Titans, I think, dream of. But they do need to figure out this quarterback position. Until we hear further that they're going to do it with a free agent, they're going to go ahead and do it with the one and only Cam Ward. So Cam Ward, the quarterback, of course, from the University of Miami. Come on down to the Tennessee Titans. Number 2 overall, a guy we expect to have a freakish NFL combine, a guy that ran 4.48. He had a 4.35 shuttle, almost 11-foot broad jump about a year ago at 254 pounds. Abdul Carter is going to join the Cleveland Browns. So our top 2 picks are going to stay exactly the same as they did last week. Number 3 overall, the New York Giants are on the clock. There's been rumors the last week of Matthew Stafford going to New York and potentially this number 3 pick being in the conversation. I think that's wrong. I do think that they're trying to trade for Stafford, but it's not going to be for a first-round pick. If they can get Stafford and Kupp, I think they're going to be happy campers in New York, and I wouldn't bet against it happening. That leaves the question, is the pick Shedeur Sanders, or do they go a different direction with a tackle or potentially a Travis Hunter? If you take a Travis Hunter here and you play him at DB, you could use him on offense as well. You potentially have the ability to have a receiving core of Malik Neighbors, Travis Hunter, and Cooper Kupp if you can pull off that trifecta move, of course, trading for the other 2. Otherwise, you can go ahead and take offensive tackle, which they've missed on the last couple of years. You got Will Campbell there. You can trade down. For this iteration, though, I want to do Shedeur here, but I'm going to go Travis Hunter. I'm going to go Travis Hunter, 3rd overall to the New York Giants in this iteration, because I'm going with the thought that Matthew Stafford ends up with the New York Giants at quarterback. Travis Hunter can, of course, start out at DB and have the thought process, man, of Travis Hunter just having to play like 10 snaps, 12 snaps on offense with Malik Neighbors and Cooper Kupp. It's exciting. Number 4 overall, the New England Patriots. We give them Will Campbell last time around. Obviously, there's no Travis Hunter here to even have a conversation with. Will Campbell's going to be in this conversation. I think you look at receiver with Ted McMillan. That's going to be in the conversation. What if the Patriots decided to go, they're not going to go Ashton Jeanty. Keep it simple, stupid. That's the name of the game. Let's go ahead and give them Will Campbell once again from the LSU Tigers. Number 5, this is where the question comes in, because last time around we gave the Jacksonville Jaguars Travis Hunter. They need a corner. They need D-line. They need O-line, center, guard, they could go anywhere. The Jacksonville Jaguars could. But because Travis Hunter is gone, to me, it's between 2 players. Will Johnson from Michigan, the cornerback, and Mason Graham, the defensive lineman from Michigan as well. They struggled in both spots last year. They had no cornerbacks higher than a 66 overall PFF grade. Tyson Campbell played well, but he could definitely use a counterpart in Will Johnson. Mason Graham could come in and play defensive line, interior for this Jacksonville defense and really bring this thing together. They could also shock the world and potentially go offense. I wouldn't really say shock the world, but if we're talking about this overall draft class, going guard or center here would be shocking the world. We're going to stay defense. We're going to go Mason Graham or Will Johnson, from Michigan. And for this iteration, we're going to go ahead and give them Mason Graham, the defensive lineman from Jacksonville. I appreciate you guys all tapping in. We're halfway through. Again, these shows are all 10 minutes and under here at the Draft Ranking Show every single day of the week. Please click that like button. Please click subscribe if you're here on YouTube. It does go a long way, and it's much appreciated. We're going to continue to do this through the NFL Combine, through the NFL Draft, and beyond into the 2026 NFL Draft cycle. The Las Vegas Raiders are selected here at 6 overall. In last week's iteration, we gave them Tedero and McMillan, but that's because Shedeur Sanders was not available. Tom Brady will himself run the card up for Shedeur Sanders here at 6 overall. Shedeur Sanders joins the Las Vegas Raiders. Number 7 overall, the New York Jets went offensive tackle last time around. Quarterback, the doors obviously continue to open up with Aaron Rodgers now officially out of town. I don't think Aaron Glenn is going to go the direction of taking a quarterback here at 7 overall. They're going to go ahead, probably have, to be honest with you, they're going to get value, and the value is going to come in round 2 or 3 at the quarterback position. They're not going to reach here for a Milroe, who we talked about on Monday. You know, the comps of the hand size of Kenny Pickett, the efficiencies of Malik Willis and Anthony Richardson, the pass attempts of J.J. McCarthy, and not a lot of downward trend headed towards Jalen Milroe. People just keep trying to pump him up. The Jets, though, the quarterback, D-line, DB. DB is interesting. I don't know if I would quite extend my hand out and say they need to go DB here, but I would say the door's mostly open to protect on the offensive line. Aaron Glenn knows the importance of that offensive line because he was just there with the Detroit Lions on the offensive line. So they got Olu Fashanu last year. This year, they're going to go ahead and take Josh Simmons from Ohio State at 7th overall. Number 8 overall, you got the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, in our first iteration, took Will Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan. A lot of different directions you can go here with the Carolina Panthers. I think they wish potentially Mason Graham would have fallen to them at 8. Kenneth Grant potentially opens up the conversation. Tyleik Williams has gotten a lot of helium as of late as well in the first round. We'll see what happens with Tyleik Williams' growth in the class. And one guy that has not gotten a lot of love is Deion Walker for whatever reason. But that's here nor there. 8th overall, we're just going to go ahead and BPA. BPA is Will Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan, to the Carolina Panthers. It stays the same. 9th overall, you have the New Orleans Saints, who took the Georgia Bulldog last time, Michael Williams, in our first iteration. They need receiver, they need tight end, they need D-line. Tet McMillan falls here to 9 in this iteration, and we're going to go ahead and give Tet McMillan to the New Orleans Saints. They need a long, rangy receiver that can do just about everything, kind of not really similar to what Michael Thomas did, but the importance of Michael Thomas in the offense. Tet McMillan joins the New Orleans Saints from the Arizona Wildcats. The 10th overall pick, the last pick of our top 10, trying to get it perfect this time around, is the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears could use everything. They could go running. I mean, they could actually hypothetically go Ashton Jeanty here to replace DeAndre Swift. Swift is one of the most inefficient running backs for the first half of the season. Last year, they could go center, guard, edge is available. I mean, the edge room, if we're being honest with ourselves, is pretty wide open, right? Mike Green, Michael Williams, who we just talked about. James Pierce could have a good combine and shoot his way up. But the Chicago Bears need one thing. They need to protect that quarterback. That quarterback is how you score points. Protecting him is number 1 on the list. And so in that conversation enters Kelvin Banks. The tackle from Texas that many are projecting as a guard for some reason. The tackle from Texas, Kelvin Banks, is going to be number 10 overall here to the Chicago Bears. I'm Cody Carpentier with the Draft Ranking Show. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Please click subscribe. Click that like button here on YouTube. If you're on podcast, be sure to tap in every single day. Subscribe to the podcast every single morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. We're live for you, the people.